Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another tutorial. It's been a little bit, I can't lie, longer than a month actually. But what matters is we're back. So today, I have some very exciting news for you. There is now a way to make any verse script that you want, or technically not any, but we'll get that in a little bit. It's called the Epic Developer Assistant, or for short, I'll just call it Epic AI. And it's actually located on the Epic Games website. So I'll leave this link down in the either description or in the comments, so you guys can just click it and go to this website. You don't even need to be signed in to use it. You can use it for free as much as you want. So yeah. So what I'm gonna make in today's video is gonna be a little bit simpler, because I have a feeling that if the script is a little bit too difficult, it's not gonna be able to make it happen. For example, I tried, or I guess my the initial prompt that I tried to give the AI before I even started recording was to make like a tycoon code that basically, you know, it can make like actual plants grow out of the ground and stuff like that. It was a little bit more complex. It actually isn't that complex. It's just I don't think it really understood what I was trying to say. But I'll test this out on my own in my free time, and I'll make a new video showing how that works if I do figure out how it works. So yeah, so for today I'm just gonna make something simple. I want to make a custom like currency, so something that's not in you know, in Fortnite, so just like some sort of like money currency. So make me a custom currency that's handled by verse. We gotta make sure it's persistent and displayed on the player's screen. And then we'll say, I guess we'll say top right. Oops. Okay. And I'll say anchor it top right. Come on, what's going on today? Anchor it top right. Okay. To make sure it doesn't actually do something else. So let's see if this works. Make a custom currency. I'm just gonna say money currency, so it knows what it's making. Money currency that that's handled by verse. Okay. Persistent and displayed. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how this works and if it actually does. Now, obviously, after this initial prompt, you can tell it to maybe give you or add an array of triggers. So basically, you can just add money to the player whenever you want. For example, you can even remove money. So let's say the person buys something, you can, you know, use that trigger to remove his the money that he just wasted, or I guess used, right? So I'm gonna just copy this name here. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna open the Verse Explorer, create a new file, and I'm gonna make it empty. Okay, let's see if the code is done. The code is done. Now, as far as I know, this is backed by, I think it's using GPT 4.1, and obviously it has all the data from the documentation and whatnot. So it's pretty good. From what I've tested, it just doesn't do a lot more complex stuff. As you can see, no errors. Just gonna save it and build the verse code, and I'm gonna just drag it in, see if everything works like it's supposed to. So there we go. Now I really want to see if there's any UI being displayed, because last time I did this there wasn't any widget. Okay, there seems like there is actually, so that looks pretty good. I can't see the order. I honestly can't see where it's anchoring the message, but I don't know. Let's just try it out, see what it makes. And this is first shot, right? So this is just one prompt, and just let's see if it can one shot what we told it to make. Okay, so I think what you gotta do with this, while it's loading, I'm just gonna explain a couple of things. For this to, I guess, make good scripts, you just have to go one by one. So I think the simpler the better. So just make a lot of simple prompts. So for example, let's say now we want to add money, right? Like make some way to add money, right? And we don't want to do verse or none of that. Tell it to add in the verse code triggers, like I said, an array of triggers, or maybe just one trigger. I guess you don't really need a lot of triggers, right? You can just make one. And you can assign different amounts to each trigger that you use. So for example, let's say this trigger will give the player $100, the next one will give them 50, whatever, right? And every time that trigger, you know, gets triggered, it will give the player money, it will grant it to it, or it would remove it from, you know, their currency. So by the looks of it, I think he also did the persistence. Let me just see. Did it do the persistence? I can't even see anything. Okay, it did the justification to the right, so that's good. Currency amount. Actually, okay. Yeah, there you go, persistent storage. Okay, so it looks like it is doing something with persistence. So I guess it will see if it's working like it's supposed to. And then here as well, you could just see, you could do your own verse code if you want. This is what's it called? A function, I think, in verse, yeah. Which it's made, so you can just use this to add and remove currency from the player. So let's check it out. If you didn't attend Unreal Fest, which ended 20 minutes ago, where they announced this new Epic AI system, or bots, whatever you want to call it, they announced 4 other things alongside it. The first one was Scene Graph Beta. So Scene Graph is actually coming in beta this week, which is really good. As you can see, it actually displays the money, but the map is over. So if you were to up here, you see money 0. So obviously you can tell it to do whatever you want with that. So you can tell it to move it on this side if you want, on this, like wherever you want it, you can just tell it to do that. And it did its job perfectly. Just make sure you go simple with it, right? Don't make sure to not overshoot it, overwrite it, overprompt it. Just, you know, make it simple, straightforward, and it will do what it's supposed to do. But there's yeah, so the other, I guess, 4 things that were talked about were the scene graph, which is coming into beta, which is huge, especially now that we have this Epic AI chat bot, whatever. Players can actually use it more effectively. There's going to be a lot of, you know, quality islands coming out. I can just feel it, because a lot of people were hesitant because they didn't know. First, they didn't want to learn it, they didn't know how, they didn't know where, because the documentation wasn't really that great. But now you can. The other 3 things were just some IP integrations into UEFN. So you have Star Wars, Avatar, and Squid Games. Squid Games is coming out 26th of June, I believe. And again, like the Walking Dead universe, you'll be able to post it a little bit later than that, or probably a month or 2, I guess, until like the end of summer or something. And then Avatar is coming way after, like 2026. Okay, nothing is yet announced about when Star Wars is happening, but just keep your eye out. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I guess we'll see you next time. Peace out.